Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Lefty Heat, and today we are going to be playing a game that was released in 2001. It is Mario Kart Super Circuit for the Game Boy Advance, and I am here with our very own VGH affiliate, LegendofGamer. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. What is up, everybody? Everybody on Lefty Heat's channel.
Alright, so here we go. Let's get started. I chose Bowser, and this is the Mushroom Cup. So what do you remember about Mario Kart? Did you play this game?
Yeah, I actually played this game probably the year it came out. When I had my Game Boy Advance, I used to get the emulator as well for games that I couldn't buy at the time. And this is one of the games I picked up, and I had a lot of fun with it. Because on Super Nintendo, I used to play the Super Mario Kart game with a friend almost every day after school. Yeah, and I remember all those memories. So playing this game was awesome. I loved it.
So what was your favorite character in this game?
Well, I'd have to say Luigi, but the character that I always used was Toad, because my friend always wanted to be the Koopa or Bowser, and like it was at this time where we always fight for characters. Like, I don't know, we always used to be like, no, I want to be this, and we do rock, paper, scissors, and, you know, coincidentally, I always lost and ended up picking Toad, so I just got used to him.
That's cool.
But Toad, yeah, Toad's a pretty badass character, though.
Definitely, and I'd have to say my favorite character is Mario, but I'm changing it up a bit, going with Bowser, the enemy. And there we go, we just took first place in our first race. One thing I have to say, I'm going to complain about the controls. On the 3DS, using the circle pad, it's a lot tougher to play this game. I would recommend using the D-pad down below to get that true feel. So, you said you had a Game Boy Advance, or did you use the emulator?
I used both.
Okay.
The emulator was for the games that I couldn't buy at the time or didn't have or couldn't find or something like that.
Okay, cool. So, I didn't even realize there was an emulator back then, because weren't computers like, what? This was in 2001, they were just starting out. We had Windows 2000, everything.
Yeah, I think the Game Boy Advance was the first emulator I ever found, so it's funny you should say that, because that was the first emulator out at the time, I think.
Yeah.
And I was just experimenting with it at the time. My friend actually told me about it, and I went and got this game. I went and got Golden Sun and a couple other games at the time also.
Cool. So, what was your, like, favorite course? Or do you remember anything about this game that really brought back a lot of that nostalgia?
The one thing I remember about this game, it's not even in the Game Boy Advance one, but the one I really liked was the Mario Kart on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, yeah.
That game to me was really competitive. It's like they kicked it up a little bit, and they had the spike shells, they had all these extra items that kind of made it a real battle for people if you were playing multiplayer. And I had a lot of good memories with that. It was really that game over like GoldenEye or something like that at the time, where like you could really get mad at someone if you lost a race. Like, I don't know if you ever had that experience where you were really into the game and then you would actually lose. Like, I don't know, me and my friends would actually look at each other a little differently during a game of Mario Kart. It was actually kind of funny.
Wow, and there we go. Got first place again. Hopefully we can hold this up and come in first. And I remember that, like, that raging when playing the N64. I wasn't too much of a rager, I guess if you'd call it that, but my friend, when he'd lose on a game like Mario Kart or even Super Mario 64, if he died on a level, he would throw that controller down on the ground, start smashing it against, like, the table. It was ridiculous, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think we all have a history of controller mutilation and destruction. I've kind of thrown a controller or two in my time.
Yeah, the joystick actually fell off on the controller. It was like a yellow N64 controller, but I guess, well, oh well. What are you going to do?
Yeah, get a new one. That's what you're going to do.
Alright, so here we go. This is probably my least favorite course in this game. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it's a tough course because you're just driving around. You have to drift at times in this course, and they warn you before you drift. But other than that, it's pretty good. I always enjoy Rainbow Road. Do you remember that course?
Yeah, that was a great course. I was going to ask you, though, how is drifting with Bowser? Because I never really played with Bowser back in the day.
It's alright. He is like a heavy character. It says if it's like a heavy or lightweight character, he's a heavy character. And drifting is alright. But I'd recommend drifting a little bit in this game. In these games, you didn't really have to drift, though. I know in Mario Kart 64, drifting wasn't a big thing. Nowadays, in like Mario Kart 7, it's all drifting. If you don't drift, you're probably going to come in last.
Yeah, probably. It's a lot different these days. I'm gonna have to try out Mario Kart 7. That's a game I haven't really played around with lately, or at all for that matter.
Yeah, it's a great game. You should definitely check out the videos. And if you get Mario Kart 7, you can race with us. It's a great time. And it's probably the best Mario Kart game on a handheld system so far.
What are the differences between something like this and Mario Kart 7?
Right there we came in fourth, but we're still going to do pretty well. And the differences between this and Mario Kart 7, well, first off, the 3D graphics, as you can see there, it is 3D, but it's a long way from Mario Kart 7, and just like everything about this game, I mean, there's similarities because the gameplay is similar, but in Mario Kart 7, they have, like, as you can tell, the revamped graphics. It's all 3D. You have now, you can fly around in Mario Kart 7, and you can also go underwater with your kart. And also, yeah, you just have to watch a few videos to see it. In Mario Kart 7, they also bring back all of the older levels, and this course, I should say actually course, this course is in Mario Kart 7, so you can play as this. They bring back them in the retro courses. So, yeah, it's a lot different. I don't think you can compare the two games.
Yeah, probably not. It's been a couple years since this was out anyway.
Quite a few years, actually.
Yeah, pretty much about a decade now, right?
Yeah, exactly. So this came out in 2001. So that's a long time.
Yeah, seriously, a lot has changed, especially with just overall driving games in general. They've put so much into it nowadays, and like Mario Kart is really no exception, I guess.
Yeah, no, I agree. And it just goes to show, there we go, first place, and looks like we have completed the Grand Prix. And yeah, I agree, like in this game there's so many things that have changed. One thing I do want to talk about really quickly though is the balloon battle. You probably remember the balloon battle in Mario Kart games. They've changed it around in Mario Kart 7, and we'll talk about that if we record another video. But for now, here we go. First place, and it looks like Donkey Kong came in third, Peach came in second, and there we go, first place. And I always love this award ceremony. My favorite one was Mario Kart 64. That award ceremony always brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, I have to congratulate you for getting first place with Bowser. That is something I've never done. So you were better than me in this case.
Thanks. And yeah, that was my first time playing in probably 10 years. Well, I played it in 2002, so yeah, it's 2012, 10 years. And that's about it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks again for being on this dual commentary. Anything else you'd like to add?
Thanks for having me, and hopefully we do this again sometime.
Sounds good. This is Lefty Heat, signing out.